Hey photographers, here's a preview of the Fuji X-T100. I'm going to give you a quick look at what's new and different, and hope to follow up with a full review soon. Now, this is a pre-production unit. This video was recorded before the official announcement. The cool new stuff includes the ability to focus the image after you've taken it. Stay tuned for a demo of that feature. The Fuji X-T100's 24-megapixel APS-C sensor is found inside a smallish point-and-shoot camera with a clean, modern look. There's a mode dial, unlabeled control dials on the left, right, and up-facing on the back, a control group on the back. There's no front grip and a small thumb rest on the back. HDMI and USB on the right, a micro mic input jack on the left. Flash shoe, a left side lever releases the built-in flash. There's an OLED viewfinder and a touch LCD that swivels up and down and then forward for selfies and vlogging. The familiar 126S battery and SD card slot supporting UHS-1 on the bottom. X-mount lenses are supported. It's kitted with the 15 to 45 power zoom lens, f3.5 to 5.6. It extends when powered up. It pairs with your smartphone, and that enables time and location sync, which display on screen along with a map icon to show it's active. When images are set to auto tag and seamless transfer, they copy to the phone for posting to social media. Super useful. As required, they transfer after the camera powers down. The X-T100 is designed to point and shoot. The SR Auto mode uses scene recognition to set the appropriate settings for full auto operation, including face and eye recognition. The spinning circle describes the elements that it's identified, like moving object, night, tripod. It's pretty sophisticated. And there's a lot that's familiar from other Fuji models. It's more like the XA5 than the XE3 or XT20, and you can see that in the menu design. The left dial is context sensitive. In SR Auto mode, it selects the timer options. After 2 and 10 seconds, there are interesting new modes. Face Detect Auto Shutter, which works as I expected. Smile Shutter, that was less successful, in spite of Kim's best efforts to trigger it. Buddy, for two-person shots with near, close, and closer options, again, Kim and I just couldn't get it to work for us. And there's also Group, from 1 to 4 persons. In Advanced Filter, the left dial selects the filter, including a new fog remove setting, dynamic tone, and HDR art, which I'm looking forward to using. In Program, Aperture, Shutter, and Manual, the left dial selects the film simulation. The new Eterna and advanced Acros Mono simulations from other recent cameras are not included. There are new drive settings. First, the standard low and high burst, which captures 6 fine 24-megapixel JPEGs per second and continues for over a minute without running into a buffer wall. Then 2 4K settings for burst and focus. The camera crops in slightly as you select this mode. Burst captures 15 frames per second into a video file. In playback, scroll through the frames to find the one you want and then save it as a 7-megapixel still image. There are shutter release menu options in 4K burst, shoot while the shutter is held down, press shutter to start and stop, and pre-record, which starts the buffer after the shutter is soft press and starts recording from 1 second before the full press and continues until it's released. With 4K focus, take the image and you can watch the focus process, which takes up to 10 seconds as it adjusts the focus from objects in front to the back of the scene. And again, this is saved as a video file, which can be played back to see the full focus rack. Then, in playback, select which area of the image from all of the detected focus points that you want in focus. And here also, the saved images are 7-megapixel files. Then there are other settings to save images, auto, creating an image with all of the elements in focus. And while that takes a while, the results are fairly magical. Or range, where you select the focus points, so only the orange and pear are in focus. This is a non-destructive process. You can save as many different focus versions as you want. By the way, this works in selfie mode. To get both yourself and the background in focus, just keep still. Touch can set the focus area, focus on a touched subject, or focus and shoot. For viewfinder shooting, the screen can function as a touchpad with selectable area. Swiping across the screen can also activate features set in the custom functions. There's a menu option to set the up-facing rear dial to zoom in selfie mode, and it can also be used as the shutter when you press down. The right dial mostly controls exposure compensation, but in manual it controls shutter speed, the rear dial, the aperture. Shutter from bulb, and then 30 seconds to 1/4000. With the electronic shutter, 1/32,000. Standard ISO from 200 to 12.8, extended to 51.2, down to 100. 3 auto settings with base, upper limit, and minimum shutter. In a dimly lit laneway, I found even 12.8 to be remarkably clear. Although off by default, image review to display the image after it's taken, and preview exposure in manual to see the image as it will be taken are available. Display Custom has lots more settings to customize the screen, including level and histogram. The Focus Mode button is on screen bottom right, press to carousel through. The AF button selects the area, carouseling through all the options. There's no video position. Just press the red button to record video in any mode. Video can record up to 4K, but at 15 frames per second, it's a few frames short. The digital stabilization helps with handheld shots. 1080 HD modes jump from 24 to 60 frames, there's no 30 frame rate. All modes record for 30 minutes. For slow motion HD, a silent recording mode slows down to 4 times. The X-T100 does support live output to HDMI. It does not include F-Log. There are combined and separate interval timers for stills and time-lapse video, which can record 4K 30 frames. And panorama with in-camera stitching. Playback includes RAW conversion and crop. The camera can be charged but not powered with USB. A USB charging adapter is included. The X-T100 will be available in champagne gold and dark silver, as well as black. With some interesting new features, the X-T100 is pretty sophisticated for an entry-level camera. With a mode dial instead of exposure controls and its powerful scene recognition mode, the complexity and power is very accessible, even for novice photographers. So, keep shooting until your memory card is full and your battery is empty. And if it pleases you to subscribe, I'd be happy for your company. I do read and reply to all relevant questions and civil comments, and thank you so much for watching.